Then I'm going to hit start on the old Utreon. Hey everyone, it's Slamfire Radio, episode 501 for April 25th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
And I'm another one, Kyle.
I'm pretty sure Kelly and Mo are clubbing baby seals today. I think that's what they had planned. It's that season.
Tis the season, yeah.
Tis the season, so they had to get out and club some seals. So that's what they're busy up to today. Couldn't make the episode, but I hear they're going to bring back some seal furs for us, so that should be good. We're going to get monogrammed like Slamfire Radio on them.
Yeah.
Tony says way less people than last week. Yeah.
It's a couple, yeah.
Yeah. It was with so many podcasters, with people with podcasting experience on the call yesterday or last week, it was nuts. There was always people like trying to jump in with stuff and
yeah. It was fun. It was a good time.
It was fun. It was fun and great to see those guys again. Kyle, why don't you start us off with what you did in guns this week?
Sure. Not a whole lot. Did some stuff that would be for the future in guns. Basically doing some figuring and planning out my gun room / studio. So trying out a different camera angle because of how I'm going to have it set up and displayed for when we're on the podcast, and hopefully work in this small room.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Normally small rooms are a little bit echoey, but doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. Well, right now I have the doors open. So once the wife and kid get here, they will end up being closed. So I will have to probably do some sound treatment at that point.
Maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to end up getting one of those roller tool chests. That's going to be my new gun bench. And that's going to go planning on this wall just over my left shoulder, and then just like a 9 cube storage thing over my right shoulder. Have probably build like a little bit of a gun wall off the back of the toolbox because it is a rental, so I want to minimize the size of the holes that I put in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just make it functional but look good as well. And is that a Federal ammo box behind me? Yes, that would be a box of Federal because I was looking for ammo for Superstition, and unfortunately, price-wise and that was the cheapest and more or less readily available shotgun ammo that I could pick up. I think it was $109 for that flat US.
Ooh.
And everything else I was looking at was $130. It was brutal. So, but surprisingly enough, it's probably been the one time shooting Federal out of his semi that it didn't screw up at all. So normally every time I touch Federal, you have a misfire or something, and it actually worked good. But yeah, and doing some more planning and trying to go through parts for getting ready to order some parts for my AR build and that, but it's obviously not going to be cheap because the way I do things.
Well, and yeah, you're building a building in a. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's probably not easy for us to send parts down there, is it?
Actually, it probably is. I already got I imagine so. I mean, ITAR controls what leaves. Not what comes in. As far as I could be corrected on that, but as far as I know, they care about what leaves.
What you should do is have a shopping list and solicit our listeners for anything they'd be willing to sell. And you can bring it down.
Yeah. I think I'm going to, definitely the upper. I'm going to order the matched upper for that. Yeah, the Trevor. Of course, we got to throw the and in there. Just for him. And I'm actually thinking of going with their handguard too, and then it'll be a matched color handguard, or go with what I was thinking before with the Modern Sporter and getting like a Smoke Composites carbon fiber handguard and buttstock and grip. It looked pretty sharp with that Kodiak Brown. That Kodiak Brown's kind of like a dark burnt bronze.
Fancy pants stuff, way fancier. Like my ARs at best get like well, no, I put Cerakote on the white one.
Yeah.
That lasted pretty good.
Yeah. And normally I would just Cerakote it in that, but I'm not set up, and I'm not going to be set up for Cerakote. And it's funny because Buddy here, he's like, "Oh, I built my AR for like less than $500," and I start looking at parts, and my handguard and buttstock is going to be over that. So,
yeah,
but it doesn't make it work better. It's just prettier and fancier. But also thinking of starting to it's building guns. So I gotta get that 1022 built and realize that Grey Birch is now in the States. So I started looking at their stuff again for the chassis on that, and might just make it a full out Grey Birch 1022 like it was intended. But
cool.
Dawned on me I can't do it shorty.
Not too short. Nope.
No, I can't do your shorty. I have to have a 16-inch barrel on that.
Huh.
Is SBR.
Yeah. One of the few wins for Canada is being able to have a 12-inch 22.
Yeah.
Very few wins.
Take them and shipping to your house. So you get the whole gun shipped to your house.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, just planning. I gotta try and get out this weekend. Maybe I'll make it out this weekend and shoot something, do some pistol training or something. But yeah. How about you, Adriel?
Yeah. I did a whole bunch of stuff actually. So I did a 3-gun match at Chaz, which was pretty nice. Weather was great. I shot okay. I could have shot a little bit better. I got some horrible foot penalties on one of the stages. What? One of the stages had a port through a VTAC, one array of targets, and then another array of targets. And down on the ground, there's a fault line. And I got through the port, fired at the first array, moved to the second array, and took a big old step right over top of the fault line.
Oh, man.
And shot that entire other array over the fault line.
And it was per shot.
And it was an advantage because, I had a steady shooting position. So it didn't look great on my score. It hurt a little bit. But it was a good day. Like even with that, it was still a fun day. Ended really quick. Like we ended at like 3:34, something like that, which is pretty good for the amount of stages and shooting we did. We had like a nice big shotgun stage, 30 round minimum shotgun stage.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So that was one where it's like add the shell carriers to your belt and the chest rig, the big bad chest rig. Use them both.
Yeah.
And it was a fun stage. It's fun to keep that beast fed and kind of like feed it while you're moving between positions and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, if the stage is laid out nice that you can shoot on the move and have it all planned out, and you just
reload while you're moving between the arrays and that kind of thing. That's how it was laid out. It was it was good. It was a lot of shooting, but I like shotguns. Ammo's comparatively cheap to the other stuff, so I don't mind burning a bunch of ammo doing a quick stage like that. The 25 meter was like a really challenging like breakdown, just based on like how many targets there were, which firearms you could use. It was a challenging stage to memorize what you needed to do in the 5 minutes and commit that stage plan to memory and then execute on it. And I think a lot of people had like some like hunt and peck kind of a thing. And then the long range, it was good. My gun's shooting good on I'm shooting good on the long range, and the gun was fine, and it was all good. So the other thing I found at that match is I saw a bunch of WK 180s go straight pull on them, so they wouldn't cycle. Short stroking for for 2 or 3 people. I saw that. Yeah, short stroking on the WKs. So with one of them, they needed to oil it. It just wasn't greased and cleaned enough. I don't know about the other ones because I was ROing. They shot the stage, they did poorly, and they just moved on. So I didn't get a chance to diagnose or anything like that. It's a couple things that it could be, but yeah, cleaning and oiling. So it kind of like got me thinking, like, oh man, my shotguns like caused me issues the first match of the year, and I'm seeing all these people having rifle issues. I should probably clean my guns. I should probably clean my rifles. So I took
Maybe.
I haven't cleaned the gas system on my rifle ever. So I thought I'd do that. I thought I'd clean the gas system. So I finally got to clean the gas system. Other than like when I initially reviewed that MCR, I haven't really cleaned it. So yeah, got in there, cleaned it out. It shouldn't need cleaning. It's got like a self-cleaning gas piston, but it was pretty cruddy. It was pretty cruddy and a little bit of resistance in there. Yeah. So clean that out. Kind of got it ready. Not that I'm shooting 3-gun anytime soon. I may shoot a match at Sherwood Park in April or May, but all the other Chaz ones are like I got conflicts. Either I've got a Maple Seed or I've already got too many days at the range that month, and I'm at risk to losing out on the marital bliss, as it were. So yeah. Let's see what else. Mark was asking any Siberians in the match. I did not see any Siberians in that match. Yeah, didn't see any. I'd like to though, because when like matches are where you see guns fail. I get people on my YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I've got this 22. I've gone thousands of rounds without jamming. Bullshit. No, you haven't. Like either you've had the ammo jam on you, like because with 22 ammo, you're gonna get like fail to fires. You're gonna get the odd like short stroke. You will have problems with 22. I don't believe when someone tells me that their semi-auto has gone thousands of rounds without cleaning and it never jams. It just doesn't happen.
Bench shooting and nice relaxed pace, that's one thing. Like go for an hour or two just bench shooting and not nice relaxed pace. That's a lot different than running the gun.
I think people forget too. Like they're like, oh, I just need to like rack the bolt once and then I keep going, and they forget about that. They forget that they had that jam.
Yeah.
But you can't forget it when you have a match because it hurts. It hurts you.
I mean, if the person did like 1,000-round meltdown test, okay, maybe there's some merit there.
Yep. Yeah. Or just more rounds. Which I've got something to talk about that in just a minute here as well. But one thing that happened, which side is it? There, this side right here. I caught a bit of spall. It's already started. It's already healed up here, but I caught a bit of spall off of a pistol target and on some steel, and I was like 50 yards away from the thing.
Oh, really?
And I still caught it like right there, and yeah, caught a big chunk of it. Now, keep in mind, I've probably been on the bay for tens of thousands of rounds hitting steel, just shooting 3-gun for over the years. So. And this is the first time it's happened to me, and it's actually like broke the skin. But I think it's just a good reminder to wear your iPro. I had iPro on, it hit just above where the iPro was.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this spall happens. I have a good one that still see the mark on just my, I don't know, love handle area, and that. But yeah, it does happen, and especially with steel, and if you're angle of steel means a lot.
Well, the steel was okay. The shooter was shooting to their right, and the steel was there, and I was that away down, like up, like back up range, like 50 yards. But shit happens. Yep. As long as you're wearing iPro, it's like whatever. It's gonna be a scratch. Who cares?
Yeah, that's why we wear the safety gear that we do.
Trying to think of other things. I did another Maple Seed meeting. That was on Monday. That was a shoot boss meeting. We've got a bunch of Maple Seeds scheduled. So yeah, aside from Battle of Alberta, I won't really be doing very much other 3-gun at Chaz this year, just because they all fall on days when I'll be doing Maple Seeds and that kind of thing. I will be volunteering at the Chaz Ladies Day in a week or two. Not this weekend, but the weekend coming up. So if you got a wife or girlfriend in the Edmonton area, send them out to that thing. It's gonna be awesome. I think I'll be on the shotgun bay.
I was gonna say that's you guys' typical one where you shoot everything.
That's
right?
what we do. Yeah. We got everything. You pay like whatever money you pay, it barely covers the cost of ammo, and you get to shoot like a whole pile of guns. So it's a pretty good deal for the females out there. I will be. Oh yeah, speaking about reliability and testing and that kind of thing, there's this Canadian firearms testing thing that's on Discord, and the idea is just a bunch of guys who have some ammo and they test out different guns. One of the guns that they're testing out right now is the WK-181. That's the 7.62 by 39 WK that has the Rock and Lock AK mags.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many rounds they're in. I think they're right around 5,000 or something like that. But the whole idea is like abuse test the gun. Try to run as much rounds through it as possible. So it started with some guys in BC. It's right now in Calgary, and I will have it shortly. I'm going to do a video on it, and I'm going to do the shooting. I've got like a whole bunch of 7.62 by 39 that I'm going to be running through it.
So 3-gun match win?
I don't want. Well, maybe I could run it in Sherwood Park if I don't care about the results.
Well, yeah,
because you need a lot of mags. I would need to like my chest rig or something like that. They're 5-round mags.
Yeah,
mags.
Yeah, but
yeah,
test it in match conditions.
Yeah. Test it. You're right. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll bring it to a Sherwood Park one, depending on timing.
Then
that'd be fun.
You can bring your 1911 out and your pump action and shoot heavy metal. And
if I'm gonna bring,
actually, that if it's 7.62 by 39, it doesn't even rate for heavy metal.
No. But maybe I'll bring my Tokarevs.
There you go.
I'll pirate reload them. Just fire, drop, pull another one. Fire it, drop it, pull another one.
The Olympia.
The Olympia. Actually, you know what I wouldn't mind is to take the Jericho out. I would love to try the Jericho. Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll take the WK-181 and a Jericho and my Gersan MC312. Maybe I'll take that out.
Didn't you have another Turkish one that you had bought for your boy?
Yeah. I don't want to.
If you're going totally like
if I'm gonna go full retard, then I've got that. I got a Pardis. I have a Pardis 12 gauge. It's a semi. It's not very good.
Well, there you go. There's your kit out for.
Maybe.
If you're gonna go ridiculous, you gotta go full ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, anyway, so I should have that in, I don't know, a week or 2 or 3 or whatever, whenever that comes in. And then I changed around my boot room. So now I had this extra shelf. So I put another shelf right there. It's covering over the loophole poster, but you can always look at that. Look at that bucket over there. The bulk Costco bucket of 9mm with the scoop, the bulk scoop. That's for matches. So if I'm gonna go to a match, I've got like an empty shotgun shell box, and I just scoop and fill it full of 9mm and leave it in my ammo box, and away I go. But
you even go the cardboard box route.
Well, I use the shotgun shell box, like fits in the fat 50. I use like one of those. See there? That's that fat 50 on top. So it holds like, I don't know, a couple hundred rounds of 223, 4 or 5 boxes of 12 gauge, and then a box of some kind of 9mm. And it's just like I'm running reloads, so I'm not putting them in other boxes. It's just a loose inside a box.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Russ is saying he caught a piece of clay bird on the nose bridge of glasses. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's always fun having to duck on a kamikaze bird or something. Yeah, well, they throw them towards you, and then you break them, but the bits don't just stop and fall. They keep going.
So I guess that's a good illustration of the whole, like, asteroid come to Earth, why you wouldn't want to blow it up thing, right? Yeah. Face full of clay. But having another shelf is nice, because I collect so much crap in here, and I just have so much crap that it's just nice to be able to store more. But if you're looking for ways of making it quieter, you could pop some of these guys
Yeah.
all over the place, right? That's a decent way of.
Yeah. I do have a bunch of those up in Grand Prairie. I was debating whether I was going to bring them down or not.
They make it quieter.
Yeah.
Helps there. But that's it for me. This weekend is April long weekend, so I probably won't be hitting the range. But oh no, wait, I might. My buddy who's got the BCL Bison, he got it back from BCL with new bolts, new barrel, new some other stuff. So maybe we're gonna take that to the range and try it. Actually, we're gonna do that. That's gonna
Nice.
happen. Yeah. And I guess I'll have to put out a revised review video for it. V2 version 2. But that should be exciting. So I guess I'll have to wonder what else I should take out to the range. Maybe I should try out that Pardus just to make sure it runs so I can shoot it at the match and then
Yeah. Make sure it cycles. Yeah. That'd be good.
Yep. Yeah. It probably does. It's probably fine. And if it doesn't, straight pull.
You know, it probably will run anything you put through it. Is it gas or inertia?
Gas.
Oh, yeah.
A copy of the Weatherby SA08.
I bet you that'll run anything you put in there.
Probably. Now, will it break? Probably. At some point, after some amount of hundreds of rounds or thousands of rounds, it will break and it will all be over. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for me. In terms of upcoming events, there's Maple Seeds now open all over Western Canada. Check out mapleseedrifleman.com/events for more information on those. You do have to pre-register for them. They're on Eventbrite. You pay and get a ticket and then go do the thing. 3Gun. I've been adding events to 3gun.ca. I just added events for MP3G, which is in Northern Alberta. And Guelph. Guelph's got a whole bunch of events. I was talking to a guy on Discord actually about that. So I turned around and I added all of those. I already had events for Milo, Chaz, and Sherwood Park on there. So if you are aware of any other, if your club has 3Gun events and they're not up on 3gun.ca, let me know and I'll put them up there. Just trying to make it easier to find all the 3Gun matches across the country, or 2Gun. If it's 2Gun, that's close enough. Get into the news. First, let's do the smaller one first because I think it's easier. First action taken with Alberta Firearms Act. This was today that this happened. Let me just share my screen here. Window, that one. There we go. And summarize. You remember when the feds were like, yeah, we're working with municipalities. We're working with like Edmonton and Calgary on this whole confiscation program.
Yeah.
Alberta was like, no.
Yeah.
The hell you are.
Yeah.
So now this new regulation restricts municipalities and police from entering into unilateral agreements with the federal government under the Alberta Firearms Act. So they can't work with the feds on confiscation.
Cool.
Very cool. And like, so, you know, what's the big deal with this? This is more just frustrating and making this harder, right? I think one of the things that we've seen is, how long ago did they ban all these things? Has my AR been sitting on the wall for 3 years?
Almost, yeah.
Almost 3 years.
Yeah.
The feds aren't doing anything because it's a pain in the ass. It's a total pain in the ass. What are they going to do? Like arrange with all the police departments across the country? Well, that's what their idea was, one of their ideas. And now Alberta's like, nope, can't do that. So the bigger of a pain in the ass this is, the more likely that at the least they just kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't get Alberta. We can't use. These guys don't have RCMP. Those guys are regional. Like, what are you going to do for this thing? Maybe we'll do mail in. Oh, my God. You're going to ask Canada Post to take in a few million firearms. Like, this is all becoming very, very painful. So the more painful it is, the more likely the feds will kick the can down the road. And eventually, they'll kick it down the road far enough. A Conservative Party will get in and they'll just reverse this stuff. And then we'll be able to use our ARs and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mark's saying he wishes Ontario followed the same way as the Western provinces. Yeah. That would be great. A little bit more protesting would be good for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is effective protesting, right? Getting your province to do this kind of stuff and directly fight against the feds is based. The other and the bigger news piece that we might talk a little bit more and just kind of make into our main topic right now is the Mass Casualty Commission revealed their final report that they've been working on for also 3 years. 2.5 technically. They started in October of like 2021 or something like that. But did you hear anything about it?
I heard basically it was just giving the Liberals their wish list.
When it came to the guns, yes. When it came to the guns. So like the whole report was like, how do we stop like mass casualty events in Canada? And a lot of it was focused on like, holy, the RCMP really dropped the ball with the Nova Scotia shooting. Yeah, they did. Yeah, if they would have investigated any of the multiple times people raised flags.
Wait a minute, like red flags saying, hey, this guy shouldn't have this stuff?
Like, hey, this guy has a bunch of like, they look illegal firearms. And had they investigated any of those, the whole thing would have been prevented.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the commission, it read like a consultant's report who wanted to be lazy and get paid. That's what it read like. A lot of, I don't know. I watched the live stream of the reveal, and it was placating. Placating is kind of what it felt like a lot of it. Inside the actual report, so like most of the news focused on their recommendations for turning around the RCMP. So they recommended getting rid of the depot system and a couple of other things that I really don't care about one way or the other. So they made a couple of those recommendations. They made some recommendations on like that sounded kind of silly, especially in the wake of this thing. One of them was raising awareness, like doing some marketing campaigns to tell people like they can call in if they think their spouse is like abusive or has guns, like how to call in. But that's all fine and dandy, but they did about this one.
Yeah, you still have to act on it because they called for numerous times and whatever.
Yeah, like the cops were tipped off like numerous times. They just didn't investigate. Like I think there's this gap in there could be a gap in the law, but right now what we can see is that the biggest gap was in enforcement of the law. And I think we see that with references, whether references get called or not, for when someone's submitting for a PAL. That's something that could be more consistent and would probably stop some people who shouldn't have a license from getting a license.
Yeah,
you should be able to have 2 people in your life who can like vouch for you. If you don't, you're probably a psycho and you probably don't need a PAL. And I think that even just calling 2 people would definitely help with that. But anyways, back to the Casualty Commission. The other thing they had in there, like that you had mentioned there, is they had recommendations that were directly what the Liberals have been recommending in terms of like C-21, and then the amendments to C-21 that they had in terms of banning all firearms that can take 5-round mags, semi-automatics that can take 5-round mags, banning handguns because all handguns can take magazines more than 5 rounds, and that kind of thing. Lots of like pretty broad-based banning. They had some things that would make it harder to get a PAL, but the Nova Scotia shooter didn't have a PAL. Like there was a lot of things in there that just wouldn't help with that, wouldn't help with most of the previous mass shootings either. They just lumped it on because, again, I think they're just consultants. Then they treated it like they were consultants and they put in whatever they thought the boss would like.
Yeah, they didn't do their job at all.
No. Well, they went, like, if you actually read the report, is humongous. It's absolutely humongous. And I think that they spent too much time on the things that didn't matter. Like if you followed everything in the report, you wouldn't have stopped this mass shooting from happening. The one that started the report, the one that happened just before they called the report, it wouldn't be stopped.
go through, okay, what were the causes? Why did this happen? How could we have stopped that? And it
Mhm.
sounds like they identified what went on there and then recommended the stuff that was already in place that tried to be enacted and did nothing about.
And wouldn't have helped. Wouldn't have
know,
helped at all.
I would,
Yeah.
knowing the people aside, I would something like this. I would not expect legislation to be part of their report. More like, I wouldn't necessarily say, "Hey, banning stuff." That's going to be the outcome of our report. There's obviously more deeper root causes than just, "Hey, it was available."
Well, and the some of the experts that they cited were, they had an Australian in there, they had Wendy Suke and some of her recommendations, but like it's not really expert. It's not really
No.
like peer reviewed. Yes, if you enact this kind of thing, you get this kind of result. I mean, I think if you look at those kinds of reports, peer reviewed reports about legislation and how it impacts homicides and mass shootings and that kind of thing, you see like there's some pretty solid evidence that licensing, general vetting of firearms purchasers does reduce homicides and mass shootings. The banning like guns by capability doesn't really do anything.
No.
And it, like, again, just to come back to the Nova Scotia one, he could have done that with anything. He was ambushing people in their houses. He could have just used a shotgun, a pump action tube fed shotgun.
And he had like over 13 hours to do it.
Yeah, he didn't need like a big high capacity semi-automatic baby killing machine. He was fine
done
with
that
just
single action or single tube,
yeah.
like single shot.
Yeah, he would have been fine with just that. So like that's I guess like from a commission like this, you would hope that they would use more peer-reviewed studies, which would say like, oh, licensing and that kind of thing would be great. Canada already has it though, so you know. And in this case, the guy was unlicensed and he just brought him in from the States. We have to do something about this gigantic gun source from the south. Oh, there is nothing we can do other than like vet and maybe enforce when we get credible evidence that someone has firearms. We can take a look inside our database, see if they're supposed to have firearms or not, and if they're not, we can just go down and investigate.
Yeah, just have a look.
Just take a look.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard you have guns. Can we get a warrant for this? I heard from this person. This person has guns. I checked the PAL registry that they don't have a license. Hey, judge, can I get a warrant for search? Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Go down, search. Oh, I found a bunch of guns and ammo and crazy shit. Oh, grenades or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we should put this guy in jail.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah. But so what do we think is going to be the result of this? I think the Liberals are going to use this as their. So they pulled back that the G4 amendment. They said they're going to push something back in again.
Well, after this, they're going to use this as justification to put that amendment back in.
And the funny thing is, of all the things in this report, like there's some hard things in this report in terms of RCMP and like changing the process and how investigations happen. Like all the hard stuff, they're going to ignore. They're just going to do what is the easy stuff, which is the gun ban stuff.
All they ever do. It's the stuff on the surface that strikes an emotional response and
gets votes.
Yeah,
like all it is just will this get votes for us or not? I think
it's
that's
easy to see versus some of the other stuff where it may not be as easy to see its effect or its enactment.
Yep. And it plays well to the GTA and some of their like urban ridings in the east. So I think that's important for them right now. Like they're not looking good in terms of polling right now, so they might try to fly something like that, or maybe they'll actually probably run under it for the next election. On the next election, they'll run on like banning handguns or something like that. Full ban.
Yeah.
We'll actually ban, not just frozen.
Not just just a freeze, just a full out ban, and then we'll take another probably. What do you say? 5 years to figure out the buyback on those?
Well, the handguns, at least they're all registered, so like for
they
them
know where
they know where they all are, right?
Also, are the ARs?
Yep.
Like most of the guns from 2020 are registered.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's still like XCRs and ACRs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That weren't in there. Could have done it with the most evil firearm, the Ruger number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they do reintroduce an amendment, they'll make sure to not include the Ruger number 1, Mauser, and the Weatherby, because those ones are like up and up hunting firearms.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for them to have credibility when they run on those. They can ban the SKS and everything else and argue about those being like baby killing military guns, but it's really hard to do that when people are showing pictures of bolt action or single shot hunting rifles, which those other ones are. So I think they'll remove those when they reintroduce. That'll be their consideration. We've thought about it and we've got this,
we consulted with a bunch of people and
we're willing to, give a little bit, take a little bit, and our give a little bit is that you guys get to keep your Ruger number 1s and your Mausers and your Weatherby's. Everything else we banned though.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a shitty report by shitty people, and I don't really want to talk about it anymore because it's just all negativity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's move on to CCFR Legal Fund donations. So if you want to help fight some of this stuff, what you really want to do is donate to the CCFR. They have a big legal battle that's coming up. It's going to be April 11th to 20th. So it's coming up. This is like real short here. We should probably get Tracy or Rod to come on and talk about it midway through afterwards. Something.
Yeah.
I bet they'll do the court case and then the judge will like sit on it for a month or two to like think about what should be the result,
have
right?
No doubt. No.
Yeah. So even though the court case is coming up, it's still going to be a while before we can unshackle our ARs from the walls and take them out to the range. Might still be a while. But if you want to help out with that, send an EMT to finance@firearmrights.ca. Next, let's get into some new gun stuff. New gun stuff is brought to you by Bullseye North. If you need a new boomstick, Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR. They got a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. And I'm going to pop this on the other screen here. I like to share the crazy stuff that they got, not just the normal stuff. I don't care if it's on sale or not. This is speaking of things you can't get in the U.S. Ha! Americans can't get this. This is the Remington 870 TAC-14 pump shotgun. It's a 14.5-inch barrel, pistol grip, M-lock. That is tiny.
Quite the product description.
They should just put dumpster defender because that's what this is. This is a dumpster defender. Yeah. $690 for the Remington dumpster defender.
It's a little long for a dumpster defender, though. You need the 12-inch on that.
Yeah. But I think like you probably need the pump to maybe you could get a little bit shorter. This next one I have here, MDT came out with a training shot timer. Look at that screen. Oh, look at that. Not just a standard LED, that's got an LCD screen. It's a primo timer, primo price. It's $360, but look at that.
Wow.
Bluetooth, so it talks to your phone. Water resistant, which I don't know of a lot of other timers that claim that.
True.
And magnetic on the back, so you can like stick it to something while you're like working with it.
Nice.
It's got a bunch of interesting features on there. So it connects up to their phone app. It doesn't say anything about practice score, so I don't know if it actually works with it or not. I assume it does.
Yeah.
It must. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, magnetic backing, so you can like stick it to a sign or something next to you.
I wonder if I guess talking about training program and that, and it hooks up to your phone, and it looks like they're setting it up on the phone. I wonder if you could do like a movement drill, so you have 2 targets, and it has you have set your par time for drawing, engaging those 2 targets. And then you have a part time for moving between boxes and then another part time for the next array.
Oh,
wouldn't that be sweet?
It's pretty cool. Wireless charging. They say it lasts up to a month of regular use on a single charge. So they've got a big bad lithium battery in there, probably a pouch cell. Water resistant. That's all you need. You don't need waterproof. You just need to like. I want to shoot in the rain and not have the screen get all foggy and screwy because the rain got in it.
Yeah. or there was a change in weather, a change in pressure.
Recognizes all calibers, live and dry fire.
That's got to be pretty sensitive if it's picking up dry fire.
I bet you it does both. I bet you can set it to like dry fire mode and just listens for the tick.
That would be real interesting.
USB-C or Qi wireless charger. That's wild. That's like so many of them are like, which ones actually take USB micro these days? Yeah. Like there's still
never mind how the
chargers.
Qi wireless charger.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's the way that it should be though. For something like this where you want it to stay sealed and weather resistance, like making it wireless charging makes it so you don't have to open up that port and that rubber very often. 400 by 240 pixels screen resolution. Cool. Yeah. Magnetic belt clip. Oh, the belt clip is magnet. Oh,
I was looking at that. That's how they can get through the wireless charging. You just pull it off the belt clip and you can put it on your stand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so expensive? Well, if you go through all the features we were just going through.
None of the other timers I know of have all of this stuff.
This is like reinventing the shot timer from what I'm seeing.
Well, we can talk about that next week, Yillis, because he's coming on to talk about shot timers next week.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know enough about. There's a couple of things I like the wireless charging, USB-C. I like those. Bluetooth to your device. Yeah, that should be standard these days. But
I might have to just download the app and start playing through the app and that.
Yeah,
you should be able to play through the app without having the actual shot timer there.
Yeah, should be able to. Yeah. Very interesting. Tony was saying, I thought the TAC 14 and TAC 13 are allowed in the US as they do not have a stock, probably.
Yeah, I don't know the specific.
I think they're in are they in AOW? I don't know. It's American stuff. I don't know American rules. Today only, the Cabela's shooting mats are on sale, $59. Don't buy these things ever at full price because Cabela's puts them on sale all the time for $59. If you're looking for a shooting mat, this is one of the better ones in terms of like how cushy it is. It's not compact. Like this is not a shooting mat that you would take for like, I want to go hiking in the mountains and then hike up to and then lay out my mat. No, there's like smaller folding ones that are better for that kind of thing. This is like a Buick.
If you're driving up to your shooting spot, that is a really nice mat to get.
Yeah.
I was impressed by how big it is.
Yeah, it's enormous and it's got some cushion to it. And the only downside is that all this black, like under direct sunlight, this cooks. It burns people's elbows. So like at Maple Seeds, these are so popular. I typically have people like fold them over the gun once we've cleared the gun so that it keeps the sun off that front patch where you put your elbow, because you can burn your elbow on a really hot day. Oh yeah, it's cooking. But like most other shooting mats are $100 plus. And they're smaller, and sometimes you have to add your own foam or add your own like gel pad or whatever. This just has it built in, so it's nice for that. You ready to be sad?
What? No.
Ruger has released the Super Wrangler.
The Super Wrangler.
Super Wrangler. It's like a regular Ruger Wrangler, except it has 22 long rifle and 22 Magnum cylinders.
Ooh.
And it comes with adjustable sights, which the other one does not. And it needs adjustable sights.
Yeah. Well, it needs a lot of things, but yeah.
It says a robust steel cylinder frame.
Did they change the frame on it? That's why they're doing the Magnum?
Yeah, maybe actually, because I think the frame on the other one isn't steel.
Sure.
So maybe it's stronger.
Yeah. Wonder what the price point on that's going to be.
Yeah, they don't say on this Facebook post, but anyways, not that we can get it anyways.
No.
Yeah. Did you take your Ruger Wrangler down?
Yeah, it's there. In there. There's only 3 guns that are still in Canada, and they're just not gonna come down. So single shot 12 gauge, 22 Martin 22 lever action I bought for $125 over 10 years ago, used, and an old Stevens pump action that probably shouldn't be shot because there is a little bit of a bulge in the barrel, but it was a handed down gun that.
Your heirlooms are staying behind. It's probably a
Well,
smart
not all
idea.
of them. I got heirlooms, but the real crap ones. I should have brought the Stevens though, because the one thing I wanted to do with that was take a 50, and video came out before I got a chance to do it, but do a 50 BMG out of it, and I know that it just doesn't do anything. It just blop.
Blop. Makes a bunch of noise. Throws a bunch of unburnt powder in front of you.
It fire forms your brass to 12 gauge size brass.
Neat. Cool. Let's get on to listener feedback. So we've been kind of hitting on the Facebook ones as they've been coming through. Did you want to read this recap from Josh?
Sure. Let me scroll down. Yeah. Short recap for your listeners. I received the Kodiak K9 from the retailer and took it to the range. On the second shot, it discharged while out of battery. The projectile was lodged in the barrel. I sent the firearm back to the manufacturer and received it back from the manufacturer after it was gone for a short time for repair. This time, on the 11th shot, a similar malfunction occurred, resulting in the empty casing being stuck in the action. The action was stuck closed and the magazine dropped without being released. I contacted Kodiak again and CC'd the retailer, Tenda. Tenda was great, fast and prompt. They sent me the RA number and prepaid shipping label, immediately offering a full refund. There was one small issue with Tenda. A slight verbal exchange of sorts when they called and accused me of shipping the firearm back with a live round in the action. I didn't take kindly to that, so as you can imagine, and after some back and forth, they took a closer look. It was indeed the spent casing that I couldn't get out of the action that was stuck closed when I shipped it. I can only assume something was jarred loose during shipping that allowed them to open the action easily. Anyhow, with that out of the way, the rest of the process was seamless. I appreciate Tenda for coming to the table. I was in contact with Kodiak again, and Owen commented that they put 4 magazines through it before they shipped it back, and it worked fine at the factory. It could have just been one of those things. So far, I continue to have good luck with their Gen 2 WK-180. Perhaps I will give the K9 another chance, but I may hold out for the Gen 2 version. Thanks, Slamfire, for what you do, and look forward to listening for years to come. As long as Bill C-11 doesn't pass, that is. Josh.
Cool. The next one, so this wasn't an email, but Link sent us a Facebook message about these reloading primers shop.ca. I want to show it so that any of our live listeners can see it right now. This shit's fake. This is not a real company. I took a look at this address. That doesn't go anywhere. And they have everything in stock. Look at their primers. They got Winchester primers in stock. Under $100 per 1,000. Oh, look at that. $270 for 5,000 primers. A small rifle. Sounds great. Maybe you don't like Winchester. Maybe you like CCI instead. Oh, don't worry about it. That's in stock too. They got the APS strips. They got shot shell. They got large pistol, large rifle Magnum, all for really good prices. This shit's fake. This is 100% not a real website. Well, it's a real website. It's not a real company. This is just going to take your credit card and go buy stuff in seedy areas of the world.
Yeah.
That's too good to be
what's
true.
their ammo going for?
$67 for how much? I don't actually know.
They don't know. They just picked a price.
I mean, that would be a screaming deal if this is a flat of it.
Oh, yeah. Especially Fiocchi. Well, for any brand, never mind Fiocchi.
80-round can of buck for $60. That would be a screaming deal.
Yeah.
Rubber baton slugs for $40. Yeah, this is all like the prices are too good. I would not buy anything from this website. Yeah. This address was added today. I don't believe it. Both live chat are accepted 24 hours Monday to Sunday. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. I went to it and I got the live chat and yeah, it was. I can't remember exactly what it said, but yeah.
Too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not. What are we going to YouTube comments? Do you have it up?
I do have it up, and we didn't go over it last week, so we have a few, and about twice as much from Tony. So, so we'll start off with the oldest and work our way up. So, these next three are from. Actually, we'll go. Okay, the next until I say it's episode 499, then from Tony. So he says, was at the University of Calgary a few years ago. They have a shooting club, but I didn't get into firearms until I graduated. And he says, hey, Adriel, why is the Kananaskis Maple Seed still opening soon for me?
It's not anymore. Now it's sold out.
Hopefully you were on that one, Tony.
Yeah, I responded to that one live. That comment was on the live show.
Okay. Max of 10 years was used once with an Ontario woman smuggling 24 handguns in the fuel tank of a rental car. I think that's the only case where the max was applied. Okay. Maybe we should have a clear pricing structure on firearm smuggling sentencing. How many times did you do it? How many firearms were in the run? Did you resist the police or harm the public? Yeah. You know, have the standards there and actually follow it. Yeah.
You can sentence whatever you want to. If the parole board lets them out early, you're just back to square one. We've been having actually I didn't mention it, but here in Alberta, we just recently hired. They announced they're going to hire another 100 police officers because the amount of like random crime that's been happening with crackheads is just like out of sight. We've been having so many random stabbings of people and robberies and just violence that just enough is enough. And now the pendulum's swinging the other way on, instead of just leaving them alone and not over policing, they're like, no, fuck that. Hire a bunch of cops. This is outrageous. Like, this is beyond outrageous. And that's what's happening in Alberta right now. They're hiring a bunch of cops.
Okay. Hopefully they turn out to be good and not just power hungry and like some new cops tend to be, but
I think they're pairing them up with the social work. They're doing the cop plus social worker thing.
Oh, okay.
So they're both going to go out.
That's good. I like that.
Tony's just mentioning there was a recent stabbing in Calgary downtown, a mass stabbing actually, where someone had tried robbing someone, stabbed a couple of other people. Like, it's outrageous.
I actually read that the founder of Cash App was stabbed just recently too.
In San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
It's time to do something.
Yeah.
Should have been time to do something before, but now it's gotten to a point
and it's
now.
just proving it's not the tool, it's the mental breakdown.
Yeah. Well, in most cities in North America are facing like a really big resurgence in like addictions and mental health issues, and they're very interlinked. And it's just gotten to a point where, in the last 10 years, the tendency was to do less policing and less and more like community outreach and that kind of thing. And now it's just got to a point where people are just no policing, but back, please.
We can't do it anymore. Yeah,
but like great, get 100 more cops. It doesn't matter if they get light sentences, because I can't remember if the Calgary one. The Calgary one was the guy was out on bail for stabbing. It's like you can't make it up. It's like they have to stop the catch and release if they want to. Like it's a very small number of people committing a very large disproportionate amount of crimes. You just have to leave them in jail. If they're a violent crackhead, they just have to stay in jail for longer.
Yeah. We got another one. Dave, do you run cross mags in his Tavor? I don't know if he does or not.
I think those questions were asked live and we answered them live. Yeah. Any of the ones on 500.
Okay.
Unless they were asked afterwards. Can you tell?
No, it just tells me 13 days ago. And I don't remember this one. Good thing Adriel reminded me. Hey, Kyle, 50 BMG when?
Yeah, I don't remember that one either.
That's 10 grand. So I want it, but well, I mean, that's for a semi. So
what if you got a Serbu? This with the screw in one that blows
I'm not
up and
opposed to
hits you in the
getting a
neck.
Serbu. I just won't be shooting slap rounds out of it.
Yeah, good plan. Good plan.
Yeah, the Serbu would actually be probably the most cost effective, and that. But and then Wilfred saying voodoo failure. Take the pin out and clean the bolt and pin. There shouldn't be any lube on them when you're using them. Only when they are in storage. Otherwise, this is what happens. Okay.
We'll have to know that when he's back on the show.
Yeah.
Take your pin out, clean it off.
WF, it's on episode 497. T97 can be used lefty with deflector.
Okay.
And then Tony was watching back on episode 463. And he said, for those who missed the deadline for handguns, including me, was too young, too naive, are we expecting a black badge for PCCs to make IPSC more accessible for long gun owners and future firearms owners? Actually, I did see a post from Taylor that if you are looking to shoot IPSC PCC, they are, I know Alberta at least, is considering gauging interest to see about putting on a black badge course for just PCCs. So reach out to your local IPSC coordinators and let them know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how easy it would be to go through a black badge with your PCC, though? Yeah. Everyone else is doing the LPRES. You're just rocking it.
Yeah.
Oh, how come you guys are going faster? With all the little mini matches and whatever.
Next couple are from episode 497. Hey, Adriel, found something interesting recently that may help you load quicker. The Lee app press. Check it out. Also, I prefer my Lee Auto Bench Prime. Just a personal opinion, though.
Yeah, the APP. Is it the APP or AP? That bench. It's great. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
What they do? So you put the case in. It's a single operation. You're doing a single stage, right? So you'll put it in. Let's say you're depriming. You crank the handle back. You crank it forward, and it kicks the case out. So you're feeding it. It just kicks the cases out automatically. So it's just very fast single stage reloading. And so if you have if you're depriming or single or full length resizing, and then you're just kicking them out and doing something else immediately, it takes care of one of the steps for you and makes it so you can do it faster.
Okay. Yillis just commented PCC IPSC Nationals in June.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Should be good. That would be fun to do. If you could get a good PCC going, that would be fun. Another one from 494 from Tony. Also for trimming, how about Lee Quick trim die setup? Put your boys to work. They can't mess it up. I believe there is a powered and a manual option.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like that little Crow Gunworks trimmer. It's so fast. I can trim 223 cases one every 2 seconds. It's just so quick.
Okay. And this was from a YouTube short. Oh yeah, Mo was featured on the CCFR stuff on their shorts. And Tony says, what is it supposed to be? Mo MOE or Mo MO, or maybe Mo all capitals MOE from Megpul?
Mo better.
Mo getting Mo famous.
He is Mo famous.
Yeah. And the next three are from our last week, episode 500. Daniel, nice to see everyone after 500 episodes. Great show. Unfortunate Andrew wasn't present. And Trevor replied, but I'm not going to read the reply. But
just go to the video and you'll see it there on YouTube.
Yeah. Red Leaf Rimfire, awesome to see everyone there. And then Crasher Alex, Great show, guys. Loved seeing everyone again, and I'm sure I'm not alone in hoping we hear more from Trevor in the future. And it would be good to have Trevor on more often.
Yeah, he was commenting.
Yeah, he was. And we're caught up on YouTube now.
Perfect. All right. Instagram, Facebook. We've been kind of going through them as we've been going here. Cabela's link. We're going to do this one next week. So next week we'll gather all the stuff people bought using that Cabela's link, and we'll let you know what kind of things people bought, what kind of weird combination they get. If you'd like to buy something from Cabela's online, first go to the slamfireradio.com website. Click on the little link on the side there for Cabela's. Buy something through there. We'll get a little bit of sugar on it, and we'll read out what people buy once a month.
Yeah.
Thanks to our supporters on Patreon and Utreon. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to Utreon. We're actually streaming live there right now, and in the future, we'll be able to stream spicier content to Utreon. So I'd encourage you to check that out. Oh, I want to stream a match on Utreon.
I thought about it. Part of this setup is I got the cameras. I get that set up and have something set up right on the workbench.
Well, the next time you're like dicking around with your guns, let's live stream it, because that kind of stuff is perfect for it. And we do have some subscribers over there, so it'd be good to give them some content they can't get on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
If you'd like to help out the show, head on over to Utreon or Patreon and subscribe there. And if you'd like to send the show an email, send it to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Do you have any shout-outs, Kyle?
I do. This week got news that's a little bit of sad time for Three Gun in Northern Alberta. Wes Bellin from Fort St. John, he passed away this week. And he was very influential, if not the influential person involved in getting Three Gun started in the Mighty Peace region. So I just want to shout him out. He was always a great guy. And he'd come out to the range and hang out even if he couldn't shoot. He was dealing with some health issues the past number of years.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were shooting in Fort St. John, he'd still come out and just make sure he was out there to say hi and check things out and help out if he could. So, just want to shout him out. Thanks to him for everything he did, because, I benefited from it.
Awesome. I wanted to shout out all the guys who came on last week. It was good to seeing you all again. I was kind of like slid right into the hosting role and talking, and the back and forth was all great banter. Just more recently, props to Jennifer for letting me know about some Three Gun matches. So she flagged out some that I needed to add to that threegun.ca. So now I've got them in there, and I should be able to. And to Chris, he let me know about the Guelph ones. So was that Chris? Was that someone else? Oh, it might have been someone else. Oh boy, that's terrible.
I got one you got to keep your eyes out for. Dawson Creek is starting to plan for one.
Yes. Too. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm on that Facebook group. I'm just waiting for him to put some dates on there, and I'm gonna put it in. Oh, I completely forgot. Shout out to random listener at the zoo. I was at the zoo last Friday, and just with the fam and doing like zoo stuff, and someone's like, "Oh, love the show." Fist bump. Yeah, it's just like, "Oh, thank you, random stranger, for your accolades on the show." But thank you for. If you went to the zoo and gave me a fist bump, thanks.
Awesome.
Finally, check us out on Gunners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. Watch us on Utreon and YouTube. Join the CCFR, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.